Hello everybody, my name is David. Thank you for joining me. I'm a life coach and I help people heal from trauma. This is part 3 of my question and answer video that I do every Monday. If you got a question, go down below in the comment section, ask me anything you want. I'll answer it next Monday. So let's get started right away with the next question from Jay in Ireland. Hi, I wrote to you twice before about him leaving at Christmas and my birthday. Just the recent breakups. I don't know if you remember. I don't. He came back begging me to take him back the day the news announced there will be a lockdown in our country. My mother was diagnosed with cancer just around the time of my birthday. So he was saying things like he'll support you during her treatment. Doesn't want you going through this alone while your mom's going through cancer treatment. Fast forward, because this is really long, extremely long. He disappeared. And then after the restriction came off, he disappeared. See how easy that was? I kept it so short. And then you have no kids with him, but you had 2 miscarriages in the last 2 years of our relationship. The day I told him I was pregnant, he told me to get rid of it and went to a party with another woman. Wow. Ouch. Man, how did that feel? Can you remember? Damn. The other time he acted similarly the same. I wasn't allowed to go to the hospital. He tells you not to be on the pill and says he wants you to get pregnant. And then you do. And then he bails on you and goes out with other women. Man, this guy. Oh, God. It's very confusing. I've woken up a few times after drinking with him, having sex with me. I've had thousands of euro and jewelry robbed on different occasions while he was the only person in the house and wasn't. So he gets you drunk and then has sex with you while you're drunk and passed out, and then you wake up and all your stuff is gone. He robs you blind. And there's no signs of breaking and entering. And you say, that's just a bit of the madness that has happened through the years. It's so hard, David. I should be happy he's gone. But all I'm thinking about is, what if he isn't a narcissist and he just doesn't want a relationship, that I'm not good enough for him? You just described the biggest scumbag. And you think that you may not be good enough for him? Oh, man. I'm 31 now. I wasted years helping him get his life together. His life isn't together. You didn't help him do anything. While I forgot about mine, I'm left with nothing now. I feel like a failure and not good enough. I feel like he's going to change for the new woman he wants to have a family with. Thanks, David, for reading this. I'm from Ireland. I don't know what to say, except I am so sorry. Please get the help that you so need and so deserve. Jesus, you've been through hell. Oh, I'm so sorry. So much going on here. He can't, man, what a huge common misconception that so many of you guys that are victims of this, that you think, is you've got this person who is so disgusting to you, so dysfunctional, so sick, so dependent, and they just go meet someone else and you think they're all healthy now and fixed. Everything's going to be great now. How? Just because you are such an awful, awful person. That's why. That's the only reason that they were like that, because you were just so awful. And they can be healthy and have healthy relationships. They totally know how. They just didn't want to with you because you're so bad. Man, you have been beaten down and you have been convinced that everything is you. Everything is your fault. Just like a little child that believes that everything is them. Everything is because of them. I am so sorry, man. I'm sorry, but you've had horrible, horrible parenting. Awful. And I hope you aren't offended by that. That's not your fault. I feel bad for you. I have so much compassion for what you must have gone through in your childhood. You must have been horribly neglected and horribly used and taken advantage of and parentified. And oh my God, no autonomy growing up. None. You must not have had privacy, no autonomy, no security at all, no intimacy, no emotional connection. Oh man, this is just awful. He just tells you whatever he wants. This guy is so sick. This guy is just awful, awful person. Who knows what disorder he has, but if everything you're telling me is true, he's got a personality disorder. Jesus. Please find some help. Please. I can't stress it enough, and I can't apologize enough. You obviously are going through this because you don't know how to control it or how to stop it. So stop trying. Stop trying. Be single, okay? Be single. Life isn't about, we don't find our worth by who we attach our life to. No. He's not going to be better. Just, why would someone healthy date him? Man, it takes so much more to cure a personality disorder than just date someone. And that's so much more. That doesn't help anybody. You're sick and you just go date somebody? No. Oh my God. I'm so sorry that you're so confused. Keep learning, okay? Keep asking me questions, but please find some help. Find somebody to be there for you and support you and listen to you and help you understand this stuff and help you understand that you're a beautiful person. You don't feel like it right now. So sad. I'm so sorry to keep going, and I don't know how else to help you except you need professional help. I can't do that right here. Good luck. Dear David, Helen from Canada, hello. Following our previous video, forgot my question. I went through Hoover's over and over. He called in panic because of a serious heart reaction to a medication, begging for my presence. I told him I could not do anything for him and call 911. I had to remind him of the confinement, and I was also angry, saying, how could he ask me to put my safety, health, and me at risk, as well as my children? Emotional manipulation was his answer. It really shows how much you really... It really shows how much you really care for me and love me. I would be by your side, COVID-19 or not. So he's been on a guilt trip. He's trying to do everything he can to get you to go over his house. The fact that you don't want to isn't good enough. The fact that you're scared and you feel bad about it isn't good enough. It doesn't matter what you want, what you need, how you feel, who you are. Doesn't matter. No self. Can't have one with this guy. And he likes to give you a guilt trip. Then he sent you flowers to apologize with pretext that he encourages me because I'm working as Lot in a paramedic field. It's hard to read. And because of my empathy, I am in bad stuff. Square one, breaking my no contact. I told him I made a mistake, but he believed I am willing to be back. What's the next step? He will use the projection. I am still fragile, as I can see, even if I am in therapy with an expert with narc. So, my God, what's next, David? It's hard to even understand what you're saying. You feel weak of contacting him again. So, what do you want me to do? You said, even with an expert, you said, I'm still fragile, as I can see, even if I am in therapy with an expert. You still need therapy. You still need an expert. Say, oh, I'm going to be fragile even if I am in therapy. So screw therapy. What should I do, David? Get therapy. Get a life coach. Get a life coach. Get experts that know how to do this, that know how to help you. So a lot of people here are on my videos and they want me to heal you right now. You ask me a question, I give you the answer, now you're healed. It's helping. It's helping. But I really, truly help my clients. This is to help you out a little bit, get you through the week, maybe a little information. But I'm hoping that you hire me or get the help you need, really need. Okay? That's what I'm hoping for all of you guys. If you feel weak, get help. If you feel like you're not in control of your behaviors anymore, get help. If you're not sure what's going on, find somebody that's an expert and ask them. You want me, I don't know how else to help you. So here's some pointers. Take some supplements and stuff that cure all the little things you got going on. We need to have enough sleep. You need to eat. Force yourself to eat, even if you're not hungry, right? And get enough sleep. Even if it takes 12 hours, 15 hours, keep going back to bed and get enough sleep. I'm not kidding. And do a little bit of exercise every day. And learn every day, learn your situation, what's going on, why did people hurt you, and why did you get in that relationship? Understand your childhood, okay? Reach out to people, make new friends, and have great relationships with people. I told you what to do. There's the answer, okay? If you don't know how to do that on your own, hire someone to help you do that, okay? You've got to. Awful, awful stuff I see. And it's just that our parents didn't help us. Our parents didn't help us ask for what we need. Our parents didn't help us be autonomous and form our own boundaries. They didn't ask us what we think of this and what we think of that. And they didn't help us realize that we have opinions, that we can, and we can voice it. And we should talk about what our body's doing and start focusing on it. And say, hey, this feels like this. What do I do about it, Mom, Dad? And then they show you and help you, and then it's done. Yeah, I know. These are all these questions. People don't know how to meet their needs, how to navigate through emotional life, how to just protect themselves. It's so sad that parents don't teach children how to protect themselves. It's so sad. I'm so sorry. Thank you. Good luck. I feel so bad leaving you with that. I don't know what else to do. Just here telling you. And so I just hope you find the help you need. Hi, David. Love your work. Thank you. Was just wondering, did you follow this line of work because of your upbringing or before or after your abusive partner? And do you think that there is a spiritual side to all of this? Bit dramatic, but a hidden battle between good and evil? No question is a silly question, right? Right. Never. So, yeah. We are in abusive relationships in our adulthood because of our upbringing, is one reason. I had abusive and neglectful upbringing, and I had neglectful and abusive relationships in my adult life. I'm in my 40s, and I have got out of my last abusive relationship and have not been abused for almost 10 years now. And it took me years to even know what was wrong with me, and I tried so hard, and I've literally tried almost everything. And I found out I had CPTSD. It took me a few more years to cure it, and I did. That's what got me into this line of work, seeing that there was no information out there available for me when I needed it, and now there is some, right? And I just felt like I have knowledge that I can add to it. And I knowing how I cured myself, I think I'm pretty good at curing other people with some of their problems. You said, do I think that there's a spiritual side to all of this? Well, there's either a spiritual side to everything or there's not, right? Is it a hidden battle between good and evil? And no, not at all. I've said this many times and I totally believe it. I mean, it's obvious. There's good and evil, good and bad. They're just human concepts, right? Like money, because it doesn't exist anywhere else in nature, anywhere else in the universe. Show me anything that's good. Show me anything that's bad. It just doesn't exist, unless you're going to tell me something that humans did, or you're going to say like a natural disaster. Well, yeah, I understand. It's good and bad. We need them. People die, that's bad, but you got to stop thinking in those contexts. It's necessary. Just realize that every one of you here in this universe is necessary, and everything that happens must have been necessary. Start thinking that way. It helps. We start thinking good and bad. What are we doing, right? We're doing what narcissists and borderlines and sociopaths do. We black and white think and put everything in one or two categories. And I'm going to tell you, the real part where that becomes damaging is when you want to know what to do. Everyone has two doors, and there's not. My God, start making more options for you in life, so it's easier to navigate and solve things, right? But we can't judge people, period. We have to start realizing, because you guys have all done bad things. And so what, you have to forgive yourself and realize I'm not perfect and all this. Okay, great, but everybody else too. Why if you can forgive yourself, you judge somebody else? Why if you forgive someone else, why do you judge yourself? Because we believe there's good and bad, and it's not. It's not. And I'm not trying to be some guru. This stuff that I find myself doing all the time still. I'm human. It helps. Now that I see this, really, in life, I apply it, and it's true. There's no good in evil. I know people will be evil to each other, but you need to understand it. That's the best advice I have. Thanks. Hi, David, and thank you for asking me about my personal life. I appreciate that you're inquisitive and you care. Thanks. Hi, David, Washington State here. Hello, Washington State. Question, it's always about toxic mothers. What about toxic shaming daughters? One is trying a hoover right now. Daughter punished mother with no contact and blamed for imagined slights, and now demands apologies for those internal slights. I have a hard time seeing this, and have never had children, so feel like I can't say anything because I can imagine the love and desire to want your child back. Mother is considering talking and apologizing. Yep. Oh man, I've seen this so much. Mom's considering apologizing for being human, for not being her daughter's ideal mom. I recognize the manipulative hoovering of her daughter, but also recognize the grief of the mother and her wanting her daughter back in her life. The daughter was unmitigated gall, the temerity, to call the mother narcissistic when the opposite is the case. I don't think the daughter has NPD. It's more likely what the daughter has is BPD, with the high narcissistic tendencies, might even have comorbid schizotypal disorder, hard to pin down. There's a genetic link between borderline and schizotypal, just to let you know, and schizophrenia. It's more likely that the daughter has BPD with high narcissistic tendencies, comorbid schizotypal. Schizotypal, most homeless people are schizotypal. They can be nice, they seek out attachment, and they say or do weird things. Dress weird. Hard to pin down, and the daughter refuses therapy and diagnosis. Daughter was diagnosed with Asperger's a long time ago as a very young child, but never met the criteria, so was leery of that hasty diagnosis. After one short visit to therapist, don't know what to say to her mother, whom I've known for over 60 years. I don't know how, what's really important is the age, right? Isn't that important? It does matter. You're responsible for the child when they're a child still. And we've got to find a solution to this problem, right? Can't give up and close them out, and you can control them still in their life. When they're adults, that's it. There's nothing you can do. You can't control them. So if this is an adult, you treat them just like, they need to be treated just like anybody else in the world that abuses you. This is a horrible, horrible exploitation of the parents. Exploiting the parents is awful, awful. Sounds borderline too. That's something the borderline would do. Mom needs to know why this all happened. I'd imagine mom has a ton of guilt and a ton of shame from her father, right? That's what I'm guessing happened, that the father was abusive and made her, and traumatized her, and that's why she's borderline, unless it was the mother. But you said you don't know what to tell her. Tell her to get professional help. And if she doesn't want to get help and she doesn't know how to fix it, she is sick, and it's hard to be around that. And you can tell her that. Okay? You can say, if you're not going to get the help you need, then you're going to keep being abused and keep being used, and I'm going to keep seeing you in a very bad state, and I don't like it. It's not healthy for me, and I don't really want to. Let me know if you ever get some help for this problem. And get some help for your daughter, or get this daughter out of her life. Awful situation, man. I've seen this so much. This is so common. I can't even explain how common this is. It's awful, and I mean, I bet a lot of you have seen this. Abusive children. A lot of disorders, man. There's so much enabling. So much enabling. Narcissists and borderlines never being held accountable or responsible. The parents not knowing how to make it stop, even with their children. They don't know how to make it stop by people, period. How to make people stop hurting them. How to make people stop traumatizing them. They stay in bad relationships. Tons of shame, tons of guilt. And then you have children, right? And then you didn't know what to do. You didn't know how to make the father stop abusing them. You didn't know how to make the father stop drinking. You didn't know that you're supposed to leave with the children and divorce them and not wait till they're grown up. And now that children are disordered and they're abusive, and you feel so ashamed and you feel so guilty, it's so sad. And all the more reason why mom needs to heal. And that's what it is. Mom needs to heal. If this is a children, if this is a child, I would get as much help as you need from the state even, and get them in therapy, right? And start getting some control over them. When you feel sorry for people because of your own problems, it gets you in so much trouble. You guys all tell me, right? I felt sorry for them. I wanted to help them. You're identifying with their pain. When we carry so much pain, we identify with it everywhere. And we feel horrible, and we feel bad for people, and we want to help them all the time. When you heal from your pain, you'll realize that other people can heal from it too, and it's just their journey, and they're going to be okay. That's where I'm at. I hear horrible stories all day. I know you guys are going through massive pain and stuff, but I know that you're going to be okay. I know that you can heal from this if you want to, because I did. And I've seen, and I help tons of other people do it all the time, okay? Horrible situation, but as always, love yourself first, okay? Look out for yourself first. You can't control this woman. You can make suggestions, and you'll see where those suggestions will go. You've known this person for over 60 years, so they're like, what, in their 70s? They're not going to change much. I'll just tell you that right now, so I wouldn't do too much of this. Accept it or move on. Tell her you just want to talk to her for 30 minutes a week and not about her daughter. I don't know. It's all up to you and how it feels, okay? Some people wouldn't be so bothered by it. Some people will have nothing to do with it. That's me. I'd have nothing to do with this shit. If I had a friend who had a daughter always abusing them every day, I'd give them an ultimatum. I don't want to be around it. I don't want to see it. As soon as you're done with this abusive relationship, I'm outside the door to be your friend again. You have to do that. It's not judgment. And you're not playing tough love and all that. You're doing it for you. You're not trying to do anything to them or for them. You got to take care of you. And we can't be around this shit. You can't be around it. It can't just not happen to you. You can't see people you care about going through it. Just like when you have a friend that's so traumatized and they're like, help me, help me, help me. And you're like, I don't know how. That happens to a lot of you guys. You guys want your friends to help you and they don't know. They don't understand. And you think they don't care. They just don't know. They don't know how to help you. And it's so stressful if you can't help the people you care about and you see them in pain and suffering. It's like having your best friend, you and your best friend out in the middle of the desert and he's on fire. There's nothing to put him out with. There's no water. There's nothing. You can't put him out and he's just sitting there on fire. Oh God, oh God. So you look out for yourself because this stuff exists all over, doesn't it? And that's why we need to have many great, healthy relationships. Okay? And that, I believe, is it. Yeah, it is. Thank you, everybody. That's it for the question and answer videos. Please, all of you, love yourself first and ask me questions. And if you could support me by subscribing to the channel, voting, yeah, stop in, drop a comment, put it in a playlist, share it, something like that will help so much. Thank you, guys. Love yourself first. Keep asking questions. Keep healing. This quarantine's almost over. Start thinking about your lives, please, and what you want to do and where you want it to be in a week, 2 weeks, in a month. Okay? See you guys later. Love yourself first. Bye-bye.